Okay. Now mute everyone. Now adages. Now when I say adages, adages are also said to be short saying that express universal truth. Now when I say universal truth, now if I say that sun rises in the east and sets in the west, so this is what? Is this the universal truth? Universal truth means what? Where whole universe believe that yes, this is completely the true sentence or this is completely the truth. So we all know this, isn't it? We all know where sun rises and where sun sets. So this is something which is a true one, which is said to be correct. It is said to be universal truth. For example, see, they have come up with few examples. Birds of a feather flock together. Now you all must have seen many birds flying together. Yeah. So birds of a feather flock together. Now, obviously, the birds, the ones who have feather, they can only fly. So this is also a universal truth, which we all know, which we all are aware of. People who are similar to each other or share similar interests tends to spend time with each other. Now, when I say birds of a feather flock together, what is the meaning of this sentence? That means that people who are similar to each other. Now, maybe many of you must be having best friends. Now, why you all are best? Why you call your friend as best friend? Because both of you shares the same interest. Both of you shares the same, somewhere or the other, you are very similar to each other. What you like, your friend also like that. Yeah. So when we are very much similar to each other in our thinking or maybe in our interest, when we are very much similar to each other, that is said to be the ones who are very much the ones who wants to spend time. Opposite attract. Now we all know opposite attract. People who are very different from each other are often attracted to each other. This also happens. Many times two people are very opposite. One likes something, one doesn't like something. Isn't it? So still two, they are together. Still two, they are there. So opposite attracts. Many hands make light work. Now this is also true. Now if I give you any work to do, if your teacher asks you to pick up anything, and if it's too heavy, maybe a bit, it is heavy, and you may take some time to finish that particular work. If she asks you, take all these copies and go and give it in that particular classroom. Go and keep it over there. Now there are many copies over there, and if you are taking one by one, you are okay. So you are alone. But when teacher asks all the 4 to 5 students to do that particular work, what will ultimately happen? Your work will become light because all of you are working together. Early to bed and early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. So this sentence I have already said to you all. So proverb and adages are very much similar to each other. Both are short saying, both are said to be mainly the difference is that proverbs are taken to be as an advice. Now, when you say early to bed and early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise, if you are saying this particular sentence to someone in the form of advice, then that is taken to be as a proverb. But if you are simply saying this sentence and it is not in the form of advice, just to say that, I am telling the sentence because this is universal truth. So that time it is taken to be as adages. So the difference between proverb and adages is that proverbs are always said in the form of advice, whereas adages are always said in the form of universal truth. Am I clear? If anyone is not very much clear, whatever I said, please raise your hand. Advik, I want you to sit in one particular place. Anyone not clear? Raise your hand. Yeah, Charvi. Charvi, unmute. Yeah, tell me. Say, beta, what do you want to say? You want to say something?
Mama accidentally raised my hand.
Oh, okay. So I hope everyone is clear, na? Yes, Shivansh.
Ma'am, what is the meaning of one word substitution that the homework? Ma'am, that homework one was substitution.
What was? Write in chat,
Ma'am,
write in chat. Okay, now proverbs and adages are quite similar. They are short saying that are well known. The difference between the two is that proverb try to dole out advice. That means dole out means give out advice. Whereas adages merely state an accepted truth. Clear? Okay. Now, clauses. You remember when I was doing proverbs with you, we all have come across this word clauses. Clauses are said to be group of words that includes a subject and a verb. Now, in a sentence where I'm saying, like you see over here, he bought a car. Now, in this particular sentence, this is a clause. Now, how you are saying that this is a clause? Clause means a sentence, but only those type of sentences where you will come across subject and verb both. Now, see in this particular sentence, he bought a car. So, he is a subject over here. And car, you can see over here, is an object. And bought is said to be verb. So both subject and verb is there in a sentence. That sentence is taken to be there as a clause.
I have written.
Okay, okay, Shivansh, I'll check. Now, a subordinate clause. Now, when we talk about one word substitution, okay, you all have done that homework? Or no? No? Anyone who have done that homework?
Ma'am, I have done.
Oh, good, Udita. Okay, Udita, I'll ask you. Okay, let me finish this slide.
Ma'am, me also.
Good, very good. So let me finish this slide. In fact, let me finish off with the class. Then I'll be giving you break. After the break, we'll be discussing one word substitution. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Shivan, for reminding me about that. Thank you, Beta. Okay. Now, when we talk about clauses, clauses are also of two types. One is said to be subordinate clause. Now, when I say subordinate clause, that means dependent clause. Subordinate, the other word of subordinate is dependent. That clause which is dependent on the independent clause. Two type of clauses are independent clause and the other is subordinate clause. Subordinate clause we also call as dependent clause. Okay, now look here. The independent clause makes sense on its own because it is a complete thought. It can be called a simple sentence also. Now see, if I'm saying, just all of you will nod your head. No one will unmute. Okay. I want to see all the heads. I want to see what you are nodding, yes or no. Now, if I say he bought a car, you all are able to understand what I'm saying? Abdul Kabir, will you be nodding yes or no? If I say he bought a car, so you are able to understand better what I'm saying. Just nod your head like others. Yes. Shivansh, that's it. Shivansh, bas, that's it. And yeah, okay. And what about you, Shivan? He bought a car. You are able to understand this sentence? No? This sentence is not clear? It's clear, isn't it? And what about you, Ronak and Sneha? Yeah, okay, Shriyan, we done. I've seen that's it. Yeah, Sneha, we done, we. Sneha and Ronak, yes. Okay, so we are able to understand this sentence. So why we are able to understand? Because this sentence makes sense. If I say, Shriyan, you know, he bought a car. So Shriyan is able to understand what ma'am is trying to tell me. Because I'm saying he bought a car, he is able to understand that ma'am is talking about maybe that particular boy, he must have bought a car. Very simple sentence. This sentence does not need the support of any other sentence to make itself complete. So when a sentence does not need the support of any other sentence, that sentence is said to be independent clause, or we may say independent sentence. And if there is any sentence that do need a support, that need the support of independent clause, that is said to be subordinate clause. The opening words of subordinate clause shows that they are dependent on independent clause. Now, if I say like this, everyone will nod their head yes or no, okay? Which was too expensive. Are you able to understand what I'm trying to tell you? Which was too expensive. Dhruv, Ganesh, will you be nodding yes or no? If I say which was too expensive, you are able to understand what I'm saying? Okay, I can. And where is Shivansh? Gone, vanished. Where are you? Shivansh, yes or no? Abdul Kavi, do I need to invite you, beta, to say yes or no? Nod your head, tell me. That's it, that's it, that's it. Nilakant, done. Stuti, done. Okay, very good. The ones who are saying no. Udita, done. Okay, because if I say which, Udita, which was too expensive, is this sentence clear to Udita? No, because she don't know which thing ma'am is talking about. Yeah, Charvi, done beta. Okay, so she don't know what I'm talking about, which particular thing, which thing, what I'm saying, which one is too expensive. So when I say which was too expensive, and if the sentence is not making a complete sense, that sentence is said to be a subordinate clause, or we may say dependent clause. Clear? So what I need to do, I will think about a sentence that help this particular sentence, which was too expensive, to get itself complete. So see what I have written over here. He bought a car, independent clause this is, which was too expensive. Now, when I'm reading this sentence, you are able to understand what I'm trying to tell you. I am talking about a car which seems to be too expensive, isn't it? So, independent clause is this one, dependent clause is this one. Same goes with the other one. He does not know. So, when I say he does not know, again, this is independent clause, because I'm very much clear that he does not know where he was born. So when I say where he was born, again, I'm thinking about the answer, or maybe I'm trying to get an answer to this particular thing. But I won't take this clause as a question mark, because in the beginning, there is no question which has been asked. In between, I have coming up with this sentence, where he was born. So again, this is incomplete sentence. So I need the support of independent sentence to get this particular sentence complete. So I may say he does not know where he was born. So see, independent and dependent. Now in this sentence, if you don't eat, if I say Pranshu, if you don't eat, then Pranshu will think, ma'am, what ma'am wants to say? If I don't eat, what? Ma'am will punish me? Or ma'am will not allow me in class? What? So he may think about it, yeah? So when I say, if you don't eat, the sentence is not very much clear to you. Yeah? So there is a confusion in your mind that what the sentence is trying to tell me. So whenever you are not able to understand a sentence because the sentence is not complete one, that is said to be subordinate or dependent clause. And if I say I won't go, so this is very much clear. Yeah, that I don't want to go. I won't go. If I say Stuti, I won't go. So she is okay with it. She knows, she's understanding that what I'm trying to tell her, that I won't go. So I won't go is independent clause, and if you don't is dependent clause. It doesn't matter if your independent and dependent clause comes first or comes at the end. Leelakant, I just want you to change your screen over there. Yeah, please make it the normal one. This goes for everyone. Make your screen the normal one, please.
Ma'am, I want to say you something.
I'll come to you, Veer. I've seen Beta. You have raised your hand. You need to mute yourself. I'll come to you. Okay. 1 minute. Yeah, Veer, tell me.
May I go to washroom?
Beta, go. Now, anyone have any question related to subordinate or independent clause? No question? Okay. If anyone have, please ask. Very intelligent students I have got, isn't it, sir? They all understand everything so nicely. Now look here. Examples of clauses. I know the man. Now I'll be asking one by one, okay? No one will unmute. Dhruv Ganesh. Dhruv?
Yes, ma'am.
Beta, if I say, I know the man, is this sentence independent or subordinate? Which one is this?
Ma'am, it's independent.
Okay. And if I say, who stole the watch, is this independent or dependent, subordinate one?
Supported.
Subordinate. Okay, very good. Okay, now I'll be asking, how is this? 1 minute. Your Honor, what happened? Tell me.
Ma'am, I was just saying that who stole the watch can also be a question.
That can be a question, but when there is a continuous, now see, in this sentence, will it be possible for us to answer a question? If I say, I know the man who stole the watch, can I put with a question mark over here? No, I can't. If I say, who stole the watch, that can be taken to be there individually. If the sentence is there, we can think about it. But when there are, see the continuation, I know the man, this particular one can't be a question.
Ma'am, I didn't understood it that properly, ma'am.
Which one? One, Veer, I'll come to you. Yeah, Ronak, have you understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Ronak, just mute, please. Yeah, Veer, what happened? Which one you didn't understand?
The clauses one, ma'am, this.
Now, Beta, there are two types of clauses. One is said to be independent clause, and the other one is what?
Ma'am, what two types of clauses?
Independent clause.
Yes, ma'am.
Subordinate clause. Subordinate clause within the bracket, right? Dependent clause. You also call subordinate clause as dependent clause.
Okay, ma'am. Now I didn't understand, ma'am. There is a red one, ma'am. The underlined red one color.
Let me see you this one first.
Ma'am, I know them. Yes, ma'am. This I didn't.
Now, Beta, Veer, if I say he bought a car, you are able to understand what I'm trying to tell you?
Yes, ma'am. He bought a car. Yes.
Simple sentence. Yeah, it makes a sense. So when the sentence makes a sense without the support of any other sentence, that is said to be independent sentence. And when you need the support, when any sentence needs the support of another sentence, that sentence is said to be dependent. Okay. Now,
Like for the car, it is an independent.
independent, because this sentence
Not too
is not
expensive. That is dependent
subordinate.
clause.
Yeah. Why dependent? If I say which was too expensive, will you be able to understand what I'm trying to tell you?
What
No.
is too expensive?
Isn't it? There is a question in your mind that what thing is ma'am talking about? Which one? Isn't it? There is a question. So the sentence is not making a complete sense. That's why you are not able to understand that sentence. So when I'm not able to understand the sentence, that sentence is said to be dependent clause. When we are not understanding the sentence, that doesn't mean that if you don't know the meaning of the word, then it's obvious you won't be able to understand. If the sentence is simple also.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. I understood.
Okay, Beta, welcome. Yeah, Shivansh.
Ma'am, I go to washroom.
Go. Okay. Now, Dhruv, you have already answered. Good. You may just mute yourself. Advik, if I say, I know, so this sentence is what? Dependent or independent?
Ma'am, independent.
And that he cannot do it is dependent or independent?
Dependent.
Good. Now I'll be Leelakan. He does not know.
Independent.
Where he was born?
Dependent.
Very good. Got that? Everyone got? Understood?